Hey guys, buckle up for a new episode of Experience, Strength, and Hope, the one and only podcast to inspire you and strengthen you. Today, we meet a man with a vision. Sometimes others can't see what your vision is, so it's left up to you and God to carry out the plan to make the vision come true. Tony the mayor is joined by the man with the vision for Two Peaches restaurant in Junction City, Kansas. I'm Catherine, and I hope you enjoy today's show.
All right, I'm Antonio Timms, Tony the Mayor, and today I'm here at a restaurant in Junction City, Kansas. The restaurant is called Two Peaches, and I'm going to talk with the owner. His name is Mario. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Mario.
How you doing? I'm Mario. I'm the owner of Two Peaches, and we just thank you for having us today.
Yeah. Wow. I know I remember you, at church and in high school. That's where I really saw you in high school. I mean, you were pretty active. And were you doing drama or something in high school? I know you did something.
I was a little active everywhere, to be honest with you. I ran track and field mostly, but I was popular. Track and field for most of my life, and I think that's where a lot of people knew me from in high school and middle school too.
Okay. Do you miss that track and field or anything?
I miss it sometimes, but I was in a position where
I remember the track and field now.
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, so track and field, I do miss it sometimes, but I think it served its purpose. It's got me through college. I was able to experience and travel and go a lot of places, so that was important to me. The experience and see different things really formed me and molded me who I am today.
I tell a lot of guys that don't. My grandson, I got a grandson that's a senior now playing football, and he's been to a few colleges and things. I tell them, I say, man, don't focus on that long-term goal right now as far as being in the NFL. Like I said, get that college, get in there, get somebody to pay your college for you.
Yeah.
A lot of them just say, I want to go to, they get disappointed because I know a few guys that have done it. They get disappointed when they go to college and don't go further. But you get that education, you get it paid for.
Yes, for sure. I have a lot of close friends like that now that's dealing with that, and that's a whole different other ball game, with a sense of depression and different things going on with them, and I just wish them the best. But you can't put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to that type of industry and sports, because you really never know, what can happen. So I think it's important to have, different outlets and different things that you kind of love to do, not just one thing. So that's important, just so you're able to cope with what if something doesn't happen for you. I think that's important.
That's great. Just so everyone to know, we're in Two Peaches. I'm not at the house this time. We're in Two Peaches, and it's a beautiful place. It reminds me of going back to Chicago. Or, I came in here the other day. You have the music playing and TV on.
Yes.
It's just all together good. And the main thing is clean, because I've been in some restaurants.
You gotta be clean.
You gotta be clean. I know how we are about being clean.
For sure.
And
Gotta be
everything.
clean. One thing, with service, anything that you do is, you want to have good representation. And to me, that's important. So I want people to know that, it's a place you can come and be comfortable. It's clean. It's a great vibe, and it's a place for everyone. I wanted to form Two Peaches, the vibe and the aesthetic of the place to, so when you come, you meet people, you see people that you haven't seen maybe in a city like Junction City in 10, 15 years. You can get lost like that. In the city, and you come to Two Peaches and hey, I ain't seen you in 10 years. I wanted to form a place where everyone was comfortable and can go down memory lane and see people that they haven't seen in a long time. So that's important to me.
That's good. I was just, my wife and I were just talking the other day because, they do sundown salute here. And when they headed downtown, it's just like a family reunion. I mean, you get to see so many people in town you haven't seen in a long time. And to have a restaurant like that, to where people come in that you haven't seen, people that's supporting you and everything, that means a lot.
No, I can't express our gratitude enough. Starting anything is extremely hard and stressful, and you always have doubt when it comes to, people supporting. And I can't thank people enough for, coming in and supporting Two Peaches and posting us and taking pictures in here is extremely important. And I'm grateful, and my family is grateful as well. We started with the food truck. which was a task, and people supported. And we've made mistakes along the way. Trust me, a lot of mistakes. But it's important that we've grown from those mistakes, and we're just trying to get together and to cater to our community and give back and have fun with it. You know, we're in a sense of life is changing.
Yes.
And to us, it's important, you know, humanity and being good to people. And that's the vibe we want to bring in Two Peaches.
You just covered just about everything I was going to ask. In one sentence, that is great. Where did the who is Two Peaches? Where did the name come from, and where did the idea of Two Peaches come from?
You know, my mom and aunt always cooked, and my grandma, we always cooked. This just was a big thing. I think in any Southern black family, that's a big thing, and everybody think they can cook. It doesn't matter who in the family, everybody think they could cook. You know, so it came from, you know, Two Peaches, the name formed from, you know, my mom and my aunt were my two cooks, and we were from Georgia, so I just named them, they're the Two Peaches, like Two Peaches from Georgia, buttermilk and biscuit.
All right.
So that's kind of where we got that from, and it kind of just, we took it and ran with it. And a lot of people are confused by Two Peaches. Like, what is Two Peaches? Is it just peaches, or is it two peaches? Why is it two peaches?
And who's the other peach?
Yeah, who's the other peach? So it's really the cooks, my mom, my aunt, who are my two peaches that are from Georgia, and so that's where I got that from. And that's how Two Peaches formed.
I even wondered, you know, I was like,
Yeah,
you
a
know,
lot of people
I
do.
knew it had something to do with everyone, and you know, your mom and them. I mean, I've been knowing your mom forever too. You know, sometimes it's, you know, tough getting everybody to understand your dream and what's in your head, how you see it.
Oh, for
you know
sure.
that this is what I want. Even when I did podcasts, a lot of things. You know, when I was a young man, I wanted to be a DJ in Chicago. I wanted to, you know, I used to see these DJs at parties. I was like, man, I wanted to. Then I listened to the radio, listen to Tom Joyner radio
I
show.
remember Tom Joyner morning show.
Yeah, because he used to
That
fly
stuff,
back and
that stuff in Georgia. You know, my grandma played in the morning time, dropping off us at school. You know, before the bus came and got you, you got to walk a mile almost down the driveway, dirt road, to get to the bus in the morning. And we used to listen to Tom Joyner morning show.
Oh, okay. So you know,
I do.
And I used to listen to those guys, and so when I wanted to do this, it was only probably one person that really understood what I was going to do. Right? I mean, they knew what I wanted to do. But I had to do even far as, you know, my basement, how I wanted to do it and everything. And, you know, I had to go off of my vision. And I know you have a vision, you know, of what you want to do. But let's back up to this. Let me ask you something, because you're doing soul food.
Correct.
And I've heard, you know, just I've experienced that soul food can be one of the most expensive cuisine to make.
It is. It is an extremely expensive cuisine to make. It is, and you know, a lot of people don't realize that it is an expensive cuisine to make, because the ingredients and the, you know, everything's made from scratch, so you know, you need a lot of ingredients and things of that. So it is expensive, and you know, I think our prices are pretty good.
They are.
You know, to have Southern cuisine. But yeah, it is expensive,
and not just the amount that you put in, the time. Because you gotta factor in the time that you're doing. That makes things more expensive when you're taking time and you're cooking right. And I like the fact that you don't have food sitting there in the warmer all day that you're gonna come in and get.
Everything's made to order.
Everything's
made to order. And that's important, you know, because everybody want to feel a sense of, you know, feeling like, hey, you did this for me from the soul. And that's important to me. And that's why everything is made to order. Chicken is always fresh. Fish is always fresh. Fries and anything that we pretty much fry, everything we fry is made to order. So that was important to us, because we wanted to separate ourselves from any other kind of entity here in the city that didn't cater to necessarily food made to order. Because I don't know if another place is really like that. I mean, I'm sure it is, but Two Peaches is in a different lane.
Speaking of that, I've been here in Junction City for a number of years, and I've seen restaurants come and go, even soul food restaurant. I have something written down here that I remember. I'll never forget the story that when, you know, every time someone opened a soul food place, I was in this soul food restaurant, the people had just opened up, but they had a buffet. And I know buffets are expensive.
Yes.
You know, and I seen these people, I think they helped shut this restaurant down, because within a few weeks they were gone, and they used to go there, they would go to the buffet, fill out a whole plate of macaroni for everybody at their little table. A whole
Wow.
plate of this and then people waste a lot of food at buffets, so made to order is great. You don't plan on going to buffet ever?
So
maybe once a month? Or?
If we did do a buffet, it would be our Sunday brunch that we'll be introducing next month.
Okay.
So we're going to be introducing a Sunday brunch type thing, and it will be considered a buffet. You'll pay a set price, and kind of you can eat,
And
what
people
you
have
eat.
to understand that they're going to pay more. You're going to pay
for sure.
more, if you want to go in at a buffet.
sure.
I've paid, you've been to
Oh,
casinos
yes.
before that pay about,
$50,
$60,
Yeah, even I live in Houston now. Even in Houston and being from Atlanta, you're gonna pay for that Southern cuisine. You're gonna pay at $26 a buffet sometimes, but you're getting good food, and it's worth it. And that you're in a place where it's black owned, and that's important. And I think when you buy black, you walk away with change in your hands. And I say that because there was a time that we didn't own or have or could provide for our people of color, and that's important to me. And that's why I thank everybody for coming in and supporting, because being a black owned business, we do need your support, and this is the only way we'll be able to strive if we stick together, and that's important.
I was going to ask you about that. I was going to mention that because I know us as African American people, we some of the hardest people, it seems like, to please or to deal with sometimes.
Sometimes.
But sometimes, because we strive for perfection ourselves. We've had to come up.
Yes.
And so when you come up, you're expecting. You expected to put out more,
right?
And not just more, put it out the right way.
Yeah.
We just want to be done right.
I think with us, with people of color, I think we're tired of having to prove that we belong. And that to me is why everybody is kind of people say we're kind of hard to deal with, and I think we just had stuff a certain way, and then we know the past, and we don't feel appreciated a lot, and I think it angers a lot of us. But one thing I can say about us here at Two Peaches, we cater to everybody, and it's exciting to see different groups interact and laugh and enjoy the same music. I don't care what side of the spectrum you're on. You know who Aretha Franklin is. Yeah. You know who James Brown is. Yes. And that's the kind of vibe and music we have here, and that's important. That whether you're white, black, Mexican, or anything, you're vibing to the music. There was a time that it would take you down memory lane when you heard an Aretha Franklin song, playing back in the day. And that's important.
And don't forget Gladys Knight.
And
I want to hear that
Knight,
when
Georgia,
I come in here one day. I want to hear some Gladys Knight.
You heard Gladys Knight. We have we do have Gladys Knight playing. You might just came when she wasn't on the playlist or rotation, but we do have her on. Midnight Train in Georgia. It comes on a lot in here. So.
I'm gonna do that because I'm gonna come in here. I've usually come and go. I'm running, get the food and go. But I do want to sit down here. Maybe my wife and I, sit down because it feels good to have somewhere you can sit down and you enjoy it. Now I'm looking out here. I'm looking at your food truck. Are you gonna continue, take the food out?
Yeah, so we are going to continue to operate the food truck. We're now just pacing ourselves. We do have a lot of catering events, and a lot of people requesting us in Manhattan and different cities around the area to come. So we will still operate the food truck. We're just trying to get our footing here at the baby at the end at the Two Peaches location first. And then we'll venture out in.
I was going to ask you about catering, or were you? I don't know if you've done catering in the past, or were you going to do?
Yeah, so we do a lot of catering, even before Two Peaches, the location opened. We did a domestic violence event maybe a few weeks ago. Okay. For LaFerris and Loving Arms, which we thank her for allowing us to come in and trusting us with her vision. But yeah, we do a lot of catering things, birthdays, and
she has visions too. She's
the blueprint.
Is she?
She is the blueprint.
Yeah,
she always said that she's the blueprint. Seeing her, my mom, entrepreneur. As entrepreneurs, it was important growing up. I interned for Loving Arms and LaFerris back when I was in high school. I did early childhood growth, and she actually gave me my first scholarship in early childhood growth and development, and then I got my track and field scholarship. But she was one of my first scholarships, and I was the first recipient at Loving Arms for their scholarship.
I think with that helps you. I mean, she inspired you, but you're gonna inspire so many other others. My wife, she went into business here years ago. She had her own beauty salon. She worked for a lot of different people, managing her own salon because it became what she wanted to.
Exactly.
Like, I can listen to what I want to listen to and hear. I can treat people, if they have to come with a complaint, they can come to me, and I can, I can feel the person more
That's
or less.
Important, being personable, and it's hard to it's hard to explain your vision to someone else. That's
Yes,
why
it
you
is.
see me front and center when you come in.
I sure do. Yeah.
You know, because I know exactly how I want things to look, how I want it to feel. So that's important for me to just set the vibe and set the tone when you come into Two Peaches, because it's hard to create. And I'm so particular, you know, and it's to really at the highest degree of particular I am. And my mom, it gets on her nerves, and my aunties, it gets on their nerves, because I'm so particular about certain stuff, you know. And I've just kind of watched people, you know, over the years be particular, and it really has gotten them far. And I think not steering away from what you want to do and people telling you can't do stuff, I just don't go for no.
Right.
You know, I just don't.
You can do it.
Absolutely.
And I've watched you a week or so ago. I remember you were up talking to a young lady at the counter, and you said, "I'm just give her a full refund."
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you know, just to keep them happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though it may not be a mistake that we made, but if they're unhappy,
exactly. And you know, that's someone that comes in all the time. You know, so that's important. So I get people like, you know, that come in and, you know, you want their experience to be well, and it wasn't something that neither party could control, but I wanted to do the right thing in my heart. You know, whether that was giving her a refund and giving her some free peach cobbler, just something to make her feel better and make her day go by. Because you don't know how people feeling. You don't know what people are going through. So if I can be good to someone, that's what I think I'm sitting here on earth for, is humanity and to be good to people. I'm a resource, and I love being a resource. So you can ask me about advice on you know, different entrepreneurship things.
Right.
I love being a resource.
great.
That's important to me.
what's the name of the? Because I kind of got the feel of it. What's the name of the St. Louis, Miss Robbie? What's her name? The soul food restaurant that they did the TV show about.
Sweetie
Pie. Sweetie Pie. And I got that when I went there. I was happy that everybody was friendly. Even the people working back there over that buffet and that steam hitting you all day, and they were friendly. And the one thing that she had family working in there.
Right.
She was in the back. They said she's in the back taking care of some business. You know how she was. The best one that she would be. But the family, some of the nephews and they came out, and other workers that they want to take. We passing through. Took pictures with us and everything like that. And I see you guys, you have family here, and that's the best thing. You can relate to your family, and they know you already. They know if you really set on a certain way that you want things. Okay, we're gonna do it like that.
They know. So we go back and forth all the time. But it's good to have family here with you, because a lot of families don't get to spend a lot of time with each other, and to be able to go to work with your family and to be able to hang out with them, go to get different groceries, go down a checklist. It's actually fun, and it's exciting because my family is a family that I know I could trust, that I know is going to look out for my best interests, and that's going to cater to the people just as much as I want to.
Okay. I'm part of a few food groups and Junction City groups, because this is my city. This is where I live. I get very angry when people try to tear your city down. I've been here for... You know what I always tell myself? If you don't appreciate this, let me take you back to Chicago, where I grew up, in some of these neighborhoods, and see, what you feel about the city then, But I feel safe here. I know just about, not everyone, but I know a lot of people here. So with that being said, what made you choose Junction City? I know this was part of your home, but what made you choose here? And not, you could go to Atlanta, Houston, anywhere you want.
I could have went anywhere, but to me, graduated from Junction City High School back in 2010. Actually even going to middle school here for a little bit.
Yeah.
I always wanted to come back and do something. When I was in school here, I wasn't the best student at all. I wasn't. I gave those people a hard time. And for that now I'm apologizing to you all. But I gave them a hard time. I really did. But I think a lot of them knew that I had a lot of potential. And I think they were just hard on me because of that. But at the time, I didn't see it. So I wanted to come back here, and the pandemic really brought me back. You kind of were I was in a house in Houston and just brainstorming. I have a trucking company in Houston. So I was brainstorming and like, what can I do, to get back, closer to family? So I knew my mom and them always cooked, so I wanted to figure out something. So I was looking at a building here before, backlash, during the pandemic. That didn't really go as planned, and it happens. And I'm a person that just kind of leaps. I don't wait for stuff to get perfect. I don't wait for things to, I just go for it and let it operate and let it form how it may. So to me, that's important, just to step out on faith and just to go for things, because I don't think he puts you in nothing you can't handle. So that's important. So I stepped out and came back here, and we got the food truck.
Yeah.
You know, and it got lucky with the food truck. Those things are expensive. You know, so I found a deal and got it for a really good price and got the food truck, and we kind of just started, you know, operating the food truck, and it was really good. So I wanted to come back to Junction City because I had a legacy here. You know, I ran with, you know, I have a picture now of, you know, 6 or 7 of my friends from back in 2000, you know, back in high school and stuff. We're on my birthday of September 11th in 2008, and we're standing in a picture together, and I go down the list, and I'm in the middle. So from left to right, you have, you know, a person that's no longer with us. He was murdered. You have a person, you know, that's been in and out of jail. You have another person that's not doing too well. Then it's me in the middle, and then you have, you know, other, you know, it's just different stories, and we all ran together. We were all at the rec hanging out on 12th Street all day, every day after school. Mom would have to make you come home. That was the time to be alive to me. You know, when you would see us packed outside of the rec. You know, Mr. Russell and Mr. Clay and Mr. Pacu, you know, God rest his soul, you know, complaining about us being there and acting really the fool. And I knew I wanted to come back and not necessarily prove people that I could do it, but it's a thing that, hey, I'm not the same kid you knew from back in 2010. I'm an adult. I've learned, I've experienced a lot, and I'm here. And that was important to me.
It always feels good for me to go back home. Like you talk about those people. My football coach, he was my football coach, my gym teacher, and my driver's ed teacher. Same man. And when I go back to Chicago, he still lived in and he lived in the neighborhood. You know, he wasn't coming from way out in the suburbs. He lived there. I could still go to his house and, you know, say hi and see these people that's still in the neighborhood. So that meant a lot, because he would always ask me, "What you doing now, Tony? What you doing?" You know, he wanted to know every time I come home and visit from Kansas, you know, from the military time to now, they were asking, "What you doing now? What you doing there?" You know, because so many people, like you say, they're dead and in jail. So it's so good to see a positive black man.
And you know, I was that person where I'm never coming back. I'm never coming back. That was me.
I've heard.
I'm never coming back. I don't care. I don't care. I'm never coming back. But you know, sometimes the plans you have for yourself are just not the plans. And I was able to come back and do some great things, and I'm in a position now where I get to, you know, speak to the youth. I do different speeches and stuff. I just spoke at the alternative school last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so they gave me a mug that's sitting up there, so that's important, and I get to speak at K-State School of Business. So
great.
it's been fun. It's been really fun, and I'm happy where we're at now, because looking back, my life could have been anywhere. Could have been anywhere. So
I think about that I'm so happy that my mom and them suggested that I get out of Chicago. You know, my wife, we went to school together, high school together, high school sweetheart. You know, and when I came to Junction City, she came with me. I had told her I was going to come back and get her. We got married already, but we got married before 4 days before I came in the military. I think it was about something like that. You know, before you know it, you know, we've been here and we love the city. We love everything. Let me shift gears a little bit. Social media. We know it's important. And like I said, I read online in these groups, and everybody's talking about your hospitality. How nice. And I've talked about it, you know, how it is just walking into place, of how others have greeted them and everything like that. And that's important because on social media, it can either be good or bad.
Oh gosh, you know,
one mistake.
Yeah, and that's funny you said. I don't have any personal social medias. I've just never really been into it. When I got to a point where I was kind of comparing my life to people. And I didn't want to. I had to figure out a way to get out of that. You know, and I no longer have any personal social media, but Two Peaches does have social media, and I don't read any of the comments, but people do tell me. To me, I'm not gonna. It's not that it's not important, but it's just easier for me just to do what I'm doing and perfect my craft on my own terms versus reading what everyone else is saying. So I appreciate all the great comments and stuff.
I read them
and the negative comments. I love them all.
I'll be ready to fight.
Yeah, but I appreciate it. But no, I don't read them. I just don't. You know, it's just not. I'm here for a purpose, and
your vision,
my vision is my vision, and what everybody says, I thank you, you know, a lot for all the great comments. But the hospitality, I want people to feel like they belong. There's too many times we've walked into places as people and felt like we didn't belong. So to me, that's important to feel like we belong, and that's why, you know, I speak to everybody. You know, I'm generous. My hospitality is always on point, and that to me is important.
Very
you just want to feel like people want respect.
Mm-hmm.
People want to feel like they're respected, and
Right.
that's important.
That is great.
That's important to me.
That's good because that's what I tell you when you walk in here or you just seeing a place, you know what you guys are doing and know how everybody feels about personal it is and things. So what is one of your greatest strengths? Do you think? You went through a lot of them already.
Yeah.
I think you said what do you really feel your greatest strength?
My greatest strength, to be honest, I like to think that I haven't reached it yet or haven't found it yet.
All right.
And I say that because I always think we can always do better and find different things that we're strong at. And so I like to think that I haven't reached or know my greatest strength. I think I'm just appreciative of where I am and where I'm going. And I think I'll get there. So greatest strength, I really couldn't say which one and pinpoint one. My greatest strength might be, not giving up. I guess, not taking no for an answer, that could be a great strength, but I don't think I've necessarily reached the greatest strength just yet, because I think I'm still working towards being a person where overall is a strength.
That is great. And I think, too, it's so, you have such a positive persona about yourself, just your personality, everything when you come into business, and that people they judge us by our appearance a lot of times. They judge us by how we look. Because I've done stuff for people, talked to people in the community and in Kansas that seemed like, why I didn't know he was that nice, or I didn't know you were that kind, or why you
people. Oh, a lot of people do think I'm. If you don't know me or haven't spoken to me, I guess a strong demeanor, a strong kind of confidence can throw people off as being rude or being mean or insensitive, but that's not the case at all. Just talk to me. Hello costs me nothing, and being nice costs me nothing, so I have no problem with speaking and talking to people, but you can't judge a book by its cover.
Okay. Now we've talked about a lot of things that inspired you and everything like that. I know the foundation of faith and believing in God has helped you.
Yes.
I know people that really pray. I mean, we did personally. We prayed and we want for success. And prayed for you. So I know that God has a hand in this.
Yes.
So what part do you think you really?
God has all the hands in it. Honestly, obviously without any type of faith, I don't think this would be possible.
Trusting God.
Trusting God, trusting your ability. I honestly just pray and ask God or whoever you may believe in for the tools.
Yeah.
Giving me the tools to do what I need to do is important. I don't necessarily ask for God, let me get $1 million.
Right.
Let me get that G-Wagon, let me get a Bentley. I don't ask for those type of things. I ask for the tools to be able to make, operate better through life and to figure it out. Yeah. So I just really pray for all the tools to help me.
That is good. I mean, I'm like that. I don't want. I love cars. I used to sell cars. I love.
Me too.
I just like having a place to rest my head.
Me too.
And my peace of mind is the greatest thing right now. My peace of mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Mental health is it's everything.
Yeah.
That's why another thing, like I say, having great hospitality when you come in, you don't know what people are going through. You don't know what people are going through before they step into Two Peaches doors. So when you come in here, I want it to be a safe place where you feel good and just might make you feel a little bit better while you're in here. You might not be thinking about the person that did you wrong, yesterday or something like that. And that's the great food and great energy and great atmosphere is what I want to provide. And that's why I do what we do what we do.
Are you planning on expanding the menu any or?
So during our grand opening, sometimes next month or in the beginning of the year, we are gonna have a few different things on the menu. We're not gonna steer too far away from what we're already doing, but we are gonna add a few things and maybe subtract some stuff that maybe not as sell as much. But everything people love pretty much everything on the menu. Yeah. So we are gonna put some different things on there, maybe some black eyed peas.
I was just some
field peas with snap, something like that. So the turkey leg, the stuffed turkey leg is also coming.
Now I haven't had you have a regular turkey leg now?
So the regular turkey leg is seasonal, so we do have it sometimes. But next, when we do have the grand opening menu, which it'll switch up a little bit, we will have the stuffed turkey leg. So it'll be stuffed with like dressing and Alfredo and some different stuff. You can pick and choose.
You're making me hungry here.
I
right
know.
now. And that's what it's supposed to do. You know, I see your pictures and everything. Your for the business, and you look at those. You put it. We can visualize. We can see it. You know, I've been to restaurants. You come, you say, I like this and that. Do y'all sell? You know, they don't even tell you half the time. You know, but you know, don't have a something you can look at and say, man, that look good. You know, and not that it's, you know, you go to some restaurant, they got other people's food up there. You know, it's a set. You can see the same pictures.
This is all our food.
That's what I'm saying. You can see pictures from every restaurant around. You know?
No, this is all of our food. My cousin actually, she does a lot of marketing things in Dallas, and she. We took the pictures literally on my counter, you know, on the counters or on some grass that I might have bought from Home Depot. And she made them for me, the decals for outside and stuff. So anything that you see is our food.
How about have the Chambers of Commerce have they approached you yet, or are you?
Yeah, a lot of groups have approached us from the food truck.
Okay.
So yes, all those have approached us, and I do think we are now members.
That's good, because that's important, I think, to be represented out there, for us to be represented in the community and things, you know, because I know, like I tell you, my wife, when she opened a beauty salon as a black woman, now you can find them everywhere here. Yeah. Now, you know, a lot of, and I to think that she's inspired some of the younger girls that she used to do here, you know, to go out there and try it herself, you know, and so people are watching and everything like that. So if we can get our name up, you know, everybody, us know us. You know, but we want the city to know.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. You know, everybody's inspired by somebody. I don't care who you are. We're all inspired. You know, and I was inspired by, you know, being in Houston, Turkey Leg Hut, the address, and in Chicago when I travel, the Southern cuisine place called Soleil. So I'm inspired by a lot of different things. But it's always inspiring. Being inspired and doing your own vision is different. I just look at them as inspiration. But I really form into my own kind of what I want it to look like and feel like.
You make it feels great. I'm looking at the pictures on the wall. When it's a place in Chicago, I've only been there once, called MacArthur's, that my mom took us to when I went there. When you walk in, you know, you see the pictures on the wall, the people, the hospitality that they have. And, you know, back then, what got me, the first picture I saw was Barack Obama. You know, there. And you see these things, and it makes you feel like, hey, this is, you know, we've come up.
We need good representation. That's important. We need to see people that look like us on the walls. You know, I can give you a story, and I'm not going to say the location or where we was at, but I took my niece and nephew out to eat at a location, and 6 and 7 years old, they live in Houston, and one live in Atlanta, and they asked, why is there so many white people on the walls? And you know, I really didn't know what to say, you know, but I knew when I got a location or a place that I wanted to put people of color on the wall, so those little kids can see representation of themselves and people that look like them. And
what people have to realize, when we do this, we're not anti-white,
not at all,
but we're pro-black. You know, we like our people, because sometimes people have to realize what it took for you just to even get the food truck, get the vision, get to do that, you know. So
because I didn't walk in a bank and get a loan. It wasn't that type of stuff. No. So you know, I support all people, and it's important, and that's why here at Two Peaches we wanted to create a space where it was safe for everybody. Okay. You know, anybody can come. Everybody love good food.
Yeah, they do.
I don't care who you are. Everybody love good food. Yeah. So I have different backgrounds, different people in different genres, and we love it. I love to see all people come in. And to me, that's important, bringing humanity together. We're a time where we couldn't even drink out the same water fountain. You know, so now it's important. Way in 2021, almost 2022. Yeah. You know, we're doing stuff like this and still trying to set a path for our people, and that's important.
It is, especially in this time, you know, because so many people have painted negative pictures of black men. You know, so to be able to show people that all black people are not in the streets. You know, I grew up in Chicago. I mean, it's really, I don't know where, but carjacking has came back so bad, and the drugs and the homicides. You know, you have. I watch the news sometimes, and it's us against us a lot of time. You know, we complain about the police and everything, but we're constantly killing each other sometimes. So for a black man like yourself and young to do something like that, I really appreciate it. I'm thankful for you and everything. So just a couple more things. One is, who influenced you? You know, who have been some of the most? I know you talked about your aunt and your mom. Is that where the influence came from mostly, or was it?
Yeah,
I know
for
it's
sure.
more than
You know,
just family.
family, but also just experience. You know, just being able to see things and travel and go places. I've been fortunate enough to be able to see the world.
Okay.
I've been to so many different countries and
Is that right?
all
That's
over
great.
the place. So it's honestly, that's what I'm inspired by.
Right.
It's just seeing people, people. You know,
Just seeing them.
people, humans. That's what I'm inspired by. Just seeing people in different walks of life and the way people operate. It's really inspiring.
That's good.
Talk to your neighbor. You know, talk to the people beside you. Talk to the
Exactly.
people on the train. Talk to the people on the bus. Talk to the people at Walmart. You honestly never know who you're running to.
A guy, we were just talking about this the other day, that how he was talking about being a people watcher. I said, man, I can go into an airport. I like to
That's
just
me.
look at people. When I'm in the airport, and look, you know, I talk to them too.
Yeah.
Just talk a casual conversation
Yeah.
with people. You know, my wife and I were just joking about the other day. You know, you meet new people. The first thing they say is, "What do you do, Tony?
Yeah.
What do you do for a living? How long you been doing it? How many kids?" You know, you be like, you know, because sometimes we be like, "Hey, wait, you know,
Yeah,
you don't want to know
all in
too
my
much."
business.
You know? We all in our business, but talking to people and learning people, you learn a lot.
Oh,
You know,
for
and
sure.
everything like that.
Because you don't know, for resource purposes, you don't know who people know, you know,
Right.
what people are doing. These people can be your, you know, your advice, your coach, your mental strength, you know, your inspiration. So that's why I think it's good to talk to people. And that's what we're here for anyway.
Yeah.
Not to be stuck up and not want to speak and not want to talk to people. You can speak to me anywhere.
Right.
You know, you're not the cause of what I'm going through.
Yeah.
So I can't be mad at you,
Yeah.
you know.
That's good. I want to go in Walmart with a happy attitude, though. So you never
Yeah.
know who's going to see you, who's
Exactly,
going to need you. You know, I work
exactly.
in social services, so I've worked with a lot of different people for age brackets, income levels, and everything.
Yeah.
That sometimes you just they happy to see. You know, you away from work, you don't want to. Hey, Mr. Tim, you know,
Yeah,
but you still
you
got to
know.
be that person.
Yeah, you still got to be that person. You still got to be that person because they enjoy the person you are, you know, and that's important. So I try not to be anybody different, you know. At home, that's totally different. I'm in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm in pajamas,
Yeah.
watching my Netflix shows, you know. But outside, when people see, I always try to be you know, gracious and kind to people.
Okay. All right, so let's wrap it up here just a little bit. 5 years from now,
5 years from now.
where do you want to be, or what do you see yourself from now?
5 years from now, I see myself, business-wise, Two Peaches being maybe expanding and being in other cities, cities around Kansas, Topeka, Kansas City, because I want to spread that type of love and hospitality and representation for our people in rural kind of cities and areas. I also see myself, you know, maybe venturing off and doing some other business things, still living my same truth and my same, still having love for people. I don't see myself having a huge change, but I also see myself maybe settling down a little more when it comes to, you know, family and relaxing, more enjoying life a little more because I'm always working, never stop. So I want to take a time out for a little bit and just enjoy the fruits of my labor and the things that I've done. So in 5 years, I just see myself still living and progressing, just being a better person, being a better me.
All right. Now, Two Peaches, give us the address.
Two Peaches, 431 West 18th Street, Junction City, Kansas, 66441. We're open now. Our soft openings is from 11:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. during our soft opening hours, Tuesday through Sunday, and we'll extend those hours starting at the next month.
And you can't miss it. Right on the corner.
Can't miss it. Right on the corner. The food
Everybody
trucks
drive
outside.
past this corner.
Everybody drive by. Everybody
They're
drive
going
by.
somewhere. You know,
going
they're
somewhere. Going
either
somewhere.
they're coming in town or out of town. Perfect location.
Perfect.
And I'm expecting great things. I know it's already great here.
Yeah.
You know, if I could describe it to people, it's clean, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's clean.
Decorated
it's beautiful.
nice.
It's decorated nice and
Yeah.
and everything. You know, it just gives you a sense of warmth. You know,
a sense of we can do it. We can do
Yeah.
anything. We can do anything. We can create anything. We can do whatever we want to do. And that's what Two Peaches bring. You can do anything. You can put anything together. Just give yourself a chance.
all right. I appreciate you,
No
Mario.
problem. Thank you so
and,
much for
and
having me.
We're going to look forward to even talking to you soon.
Thank you so much. I hope to see you all.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right. I really enjoyed that, as I said. And again, don't forget to visit Two Peaches. I'm going to put my little plug in because I've been there various times. I had the pork chops, I had the chicken wings. My wife loves the catfish. They have excellent greens, and they have some cabbage that will knock you out, and green beans that'll knock you out too. So I love the whole wings. You may like something else, but they have catfish. They have whole wings. They have pork chops, chicken and waffle, shrimp and grits, and turkey legs. All this is part of the soft opening. The menu will expand, as he said, in the future, but right now that's plenty to get you full and plenty to eat. So don't forget that. You got that red velvet cake, sweet potato pie. You have the peach cobbler. Man, the peach cobbler reminds me of my grandmother's peach cobbler. It is excellent. So continue to support Mario and the Two Peaches as they do their thing here right in Junction City, Kansas. And remember, that location is 431 West 18th Street. They went from the black, beautiful food truck to their own building now, which is beautiful inside. 431 West 18th Street. And the soft opening, they have started the hours of 11:30 to 5. 11:30 to 5, 431 West 18th. They are accepting call-in orders at 785-309-0027. It's my man Mario. Continue to support him and the Two Peaches and this city. You're not just supporting Two Peaches, but you're supporting this city and the new businesses that they are striving to bring into town. And we want more new business coming here, not just restaurants, but we want a little bit of everything. Mario has a vision for the things that he wants to do, and his mother does also. She has a shop here in Junction City also. So we're striving for perfection in our city. We want to do things that people love. We don't want to ever hear somebody call this junk town again, but this is Junction City, Kansas, the home of Two Peaches at 431 West 18th Street. Thank you, and you be blessed.
You feel that? Yeah. I know you like Najee to come move your body.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Experience, Strength, and Hope. Come back and continue to listen on any of our other platforms such as YouTube, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and Apple Podcasts. We encourage you to not only listen, but also reach out and share your stories of experience, strength, and hope at bigdog0862@gmail.com or 785-307-4662. I'm Anthony Timms, and this has been another podcast of Experience, Strength, and Hope from Tony the Mayor Timms. Be blessed, be strong, and most of all, be real.